But I can't be with nobody.
Yeah, blessed beyond measure, discovered the finest treasures. This just in, we in sync like our hearts is tethered. Love letters left for you up on the dresser. I never let the next nigga beat me at applying pressure. That's real. That's real. Yeah, yeah. You know how you make me feel. Dead guilty, I could take a plea deal. Yeah, yeah. Let's embrace it. This shit we have is sacred. Can never let no one break it. That's law. No coincidence we made it this far. You can't hide your feelings from me. I know just who you are. Never toxic, only love can heal emotional scars. And don't stress them little fights when personalities spark. Gone, let your walls down. Let's be all down. Partnership pick each other up when we fall down. Son of homies might look at me like you soft now. This king shit, come and see me when y'all get y'all crowns. When you win it to win, can't be following. Just stand, we in sync like our hearts is tethered. When trends, single family and friends, can't be following them. It's your vibe that be drawing me in. Every day you got me falling again. I mean again and again. Pretty brown eyes, caramel thighs. No need to look at these other bitches, I found mine. Let's get married again. Let's let them vows fly. On cloud 9, can't really see any downside. Never let another take up your space. That's a promise that I'm never gonna break. I'm not in this to play. I took the creed, baby, this is the way. Me without you, can't envision that day. Yeah. On the other side of this broom, a commitment under God that we ride to the tomb. Yeah. Roses are red, violets are blue. Travel the whole world and give every flower to you. No sweat.
Be with nobody but you. I can't be with nobody. I can't be with nobody but you. I can't.
Like, oh.
Couldn't match the love you're giving to me.
This time gonna last forever. Yeah. Happy Friday. Hola, hola. Como estás? De donde eres? La pinche nueve, ocho, cinco
De Mayo.
de mayo. Welcome, cuzos. What's up to the world? What's up to the world? It's your boy, it's your girl. Hey, new shit. What's good? I am VA Verse. I am in here with my wonderful, illustrious, beautiful, edges popping, glasses popping, braids popping, all of that just popping, melanin popping, lips popping, pussy popping. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
My mama Stop.
Wonderful, illustrious
Hello,
Queen
Miss
Tiggy.
Anderson. Hello, people.
And,
Hi, cousins.
and they are now tuned into the
So you was gonna say sultry sounds of Caps and Crowns,
No,
wasn't you?
I was waiting for you to fill me in.
Oh, for better or worse.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
It sounded like you was gonna say the sultry sounds of Caps and Crowns.
Nah, no sultry sounds of Caps and Crowns today. Caps and Crowns is on a well-needed rest and break. Meanwhile, I still have my other job to do. So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. What's up, Juanisha? Shout out to Juanisha. Shout out to the homie Wills. What up, dog? What it do? That's the homie. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Juanisha. Appreciate you. Yeah, we in here vibing, man. We in here vibing. How you feeling, Queen?
You know, I do what I can.
You do what you can.
I'm cool.
Do what you can. Okay.
Chilling like a villain, minus the penicillin you did.
Yeah. And we brought back for the second episode in a row our wonderful first headache. Who I think is accompanied by our second headache as well this time. I think they've just been trying to find ways to inch into our podcast.
Their way into the podcast.
They've been trying to find ways to just like figure their way into the podcast.
Fam, don't anybody come here and talk to you.
Yes.
Anybody come here and talk to you.
And they're like, and I think that's what they think. I think they think that the people that watch and participate in our podcast, because I don't want to see I don't look at them as like just viewers, like they participate.
They cousins.
Yeah, they cousins. Like they come over, we all have a good time.
Right.
And I think they just think like, you know how your kids, you got the adults over, y'all having a good time, and the kids want to come out, and it's like, no, there's adults here. Like,
remember back in the day, Let You had come downstairs when they having that card party, having the domino party, having the cookout,
having a blast too.
No, this is grown folk. This grown folk business. You had to go wherever the kids was, and don't bother us.
Don't bother
See,
us.
they don't know
Go upstairs, do whatever, take a nap, play TV, watch your game. That'd be like the one you be getting away when grown-ups is over, and that's what kids mess up too, because they don't know that you can use that to get away with shit you couldn't do at first.
Right.
Like when the grown-up is over and you come downstairs like, oh, I was just gonna get some ice cream. Take it upstairs.
Go take
it upstairs. You can never get
upstairs. You never eat upstairs.
Never eat upstairs. Now you can bring chips, ice cream, drink. You never could drink upstairs, spill that bitch on the carpet.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Let your mama know that you spilled it on the carpet. And then go clean it up.
Doing all type of stuff while my mom got the parent. Can I have a company? I got sleepovers, company.
Exactly.
We up there chilling, having a blast, stomping on the floor. Like they're not even mad that we stomping and make a lot of noise up there. Like it's just kids going wild. I can see you giving Mega the death look.
Cause he is really just crying for. He about to go outside. Can you mute me real quick?
You got to go over there.
I'm gonna tell Lyric to come and take him outside. See,
Leah's listening. So Leah, if you're under the sound of our voice, then tell Lyric to come let the dog outside. Because he wants to cry because we're potty and he's not outside. I'm frozen. Okay. Thank you. I should be unfrozen.
I never had stairs growing up.
Oh damn. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Will's just made it dark.
I'm sorry to hear that. But however, I mean, you know what we talking about. Like you had to go where all the other kids was, the back room, the attic, the basement, the backyard, wherever you had to go where you had to go. My daughter's name is is it Lyric? I think I told you that. Juanisha.
Yeah, her name's Lyric.
Lyric's name is spelled like the lyrics.
Yes. Nonetheless, let me go ahead and bring this child onto the thing. Nonetheless, welcome our first headache in charge.
The second offspring.
Yeah, bro, it's me. Is that a yerp?
Yep.
What is that? That's not a yerp. Where's your R at?
I think she said yep.
Is it a yerp?
No, I said yep. Like,
don't call her out on the pod in front of
no, because she can't just be embarrassing me if that was a yerp. Like your yerp gotta be right. Like your father's from the East Coast, so
Lord have mercy.
Right, gotta get it right.
Oh my gosh.
Can
you hear me good?
All right.
Yes,
we can hear you. Yeah, we heard you. We heard you not say yerp correctly.
Lord,
yeah, it doesn't matter. Nobody comes to be
Lord
like,
have mercy. Hold on. Can you hear
Jen,
what up?
Yes, we can hear both of y'all.
Okay. Don't turn my camera on. I heard you talking trash down there. Turn it on. Lyric, what? Because I
Why
look like
can't
a
you turn
hot
your camera on?
mess. Look like a hot mess.
You don't look like no hot mess. Oh, you ain't got your stuff on? You ain't got your stuff on?
Dad, you walking on thin ice right now.
The hell that mean? How a child gonna tell? How one of my kids gonna tell me I'm walking on thin ice? Anyways, what you got for us tonight,
Especially when you
man?
flip that camera on.
What you got for us tonight, man? I'll turn this camera on. You gonna be falling through the ice.
The oldest obstacle. That's funny.
The oldest obstacle. You never know. You never know.
I have so first we're gonna start off with asking questions to see how well you guys know each other since y'all failed last time.
Dang.
And then we have the words again from last time.
It'd be your own kids.
Y'all failed the
Okay.
last round. You guys have known each other for almost 17
Hi, Mom.
years.
That's lyric talking, Josh.
All right, let's bring some organization to this. Oh my gosh, dude, yours.
You guys ready?
You're gonna do this to us tonight? Okay.
Hold on, I'm
are
frozen.
almost ready. Go ahead
Technical
and let us know.
difficulties.
Let us know again what you got for us tonight.
Lord. So we have questions. We're gonna ask you guys 5 questions, and then after to see like if you guys how well you guys know each other, and then we're gonna ask you guys the one words, so to like see how you guys would finish the words. So
Okay.
the thing we did yesterday, so the thing we did last time, and then just questions to see if you guys know each other well.
Okay, which ones are we starting with first?
We're gonna start off with the questions. I'm gonna say the questions, and then we'll pass it on to the little child beside me, and she will do the
So we're doing 5
words.
questions first, and then we're doing 5 words next.
Yes. So after I'm done with the questions, I'll switch it off to this little child right next to me.
Like you, not a little child. Anyway.
I am not.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Sorry, guys. Hold on.
It's giving unprepared.
It's getting late.
It's giving y'all not gonna participate no more.
Okay, it's not a no game. Okay.
Go ahead. We got to move the show for it, so let's go ahead and start.
Mr. Telephone. Oh, you want me to start now?
Yes.
Okay. What's their favorite movie?
Go first, boo.
Versus favorite movie is The Wood.
That is correct, Amando.
Bam, 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 bam.
I'm gonna go with A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
That is also correct.
Yes, that is the movie. Never thought I'd end up in that movie. Is just amazing.
Yes, and so is The Wood. The Wood is like the best movie of all time. At least for my childhood, it was definitely that for me.
All right, question 2.
What's their favorite food?
Your dad's favorite food is going to be steak and crabs.
He put crab legs. He didn't put steak on there, but you're right.
All right, thank you.
Dad?
I'm gonna go crab legs for your mom as well.
Mom put crabs and wings, but you're technically correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we good.
Thank you.
I guess so.
We good.
Next question is, how does your partner like their eggs cooked?
Well, your dad, it depends because most of the time he likes them scrambled hard with cheese. But if we're having bagels, he likes them when they're like sunny side up, but not sunny side up because they're made hard. So it depends on what we're eating, but I want to say scrambled hard with cheese.
That
You
is
are correct. Excuse me, this is mine.
Yeah.
You do not speak until it's your turn.
No arguing on our podcast. Thank you.
Dad?
How do I like my eggs, baby?
I'm gonna go scramble with cheese as well.
That is also correct. Mom didn't put cheese.
Like
but-
white. She likes some white with cheese scrambled, maybe. Just but
Mom
she
just
don't.
put scrambled.
Yes, seafood fest. Let's do it. Get the little crabs and the corn be bussin'.
That's lit.
Yes, Juanisha. Yes. Okay. Next.
What is their favorite? Ooh, sorry. What is their go-to karaoke song? You guys should say this at the same time.
Living on a Prayer. That
Yep.
Living on a prayer for both of us.
is the jam. If y'all have never played, what is it, Rock Hero, Rock Band, Guitar Hero thingy, or did karaoke to Living on a Prayer, y'all is missing out.
Yeah, living
That
on a prayer
is-
was our shit.
I can't listen to that song now without screaming and bellowing out of the window. Like, I love it. Blah, 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 blah.
I think we originally like started messing with that on Guitar Hero, but I think it's on Rock Band now too.
We need
But
to get
if
that
we was
back.
ever at karaoke, like for us to do something together, like we would probably go that. We do need to get a Rock Band or a Guitar Hero back. That shit's expensive.
I know, but it's worth it for me to just scream out Living on. That is the jam. Like, all right. Next question.
Last question
need another beat.
is. Last question is. Who is their favorite Mario Kart character?
I'm going to say your dad is Donkey Kong Jr.
What's the proper name?
I don't know, Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about. What's the proper name?
Diddy
I
Kong,
know
my
what he was
nigga. That's my
talking about.
nigga.
I know who he was talking about.
That's lit. I'm gonna go with with Yoshi. I'm gonna go with
What
Yoshi.
color?
Does it
What
matter?
color?
Does it matter? Orange, I guess. Yeah. Come on now. Knock it off. Knock it off. Shout out Bryce Breeze in the building as well.
Hello there. Hello, Mike. Okay, next. Come on, so y'all can get up off our podcast. Shoot, don't make me come
We
here
was
talking
waiting
to y'all.
on y'all. Y'all was talking about living
Who
in the
is you talking back
city.
to? Don't
That
act
was
like you
the
ain't got no
fifth-
discipline in these streets. Don't embarrass me in these podcast streets.
That was the fifth question, right? So now
Yeah.
we're on to the words. We're on to the words.
All right, babe. Come on.
So what happens next is Leah's gonna read us.
Lyric.
Lyric is gonna read us a word. And we're gonna have to think of the second part of the first word,
want to
second
match.
part of that comes with it. And we want to see if our heads are matching what comes to mind first.
Yes.
So you guys that's watching, y'all can play along as well. When you hear the word like straw, you can respond in the chat with berry or what's a straw hat? Straw. Is that a bad one? Is there another thing? Straw comes in?
We
I
get
don't
it, baby.
All right, anyway. Yeah, it's good. Let's get it.
Yes. I'm telling you. I be bellowing out some living on a prayer. I'll out the window. I don't care. All right, Lyric, you ready?
Mhm.
What's the first
Girl.
word?
Play.
Ground.
Ground. Let's go.
Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, were we 5-0 on the questions too?
We got one right, I think.
No, the questions that we just did.
Oh yeah, we got
5-0?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
we got it.
Come on now. We're going for the 10. We're going for the 10 ski.
Little.
What up, Lady Tay in the building?
Hey, family.
Okay, next.
Little.
Who? Lil
John.
Wayne. Son, John?
What?
John?
Okay,
I said Wayne.
Oh
too.
my gosh. Lil John.
I said Wayne.
I was
too.
worried you was going to say Bow Wow.
Why? What I say, Lil Bow Wow?
I don't know. I was just worried. You had his albums, didn't you?
How you not do to know Lil John?
Come on, fam. It's Lil Wayne first. If
If
you talk about Lil Lil, it's going to be Wayne.
I said Lil Wayne
Anyway.
too.
You guys ready?
yes,
I.
Bro said Dirk. Lil Dirk.
lid.
Ball. Come on, son. Eyeball.
Womp womp womp.
I got some one when I come up the stairs.
Why are you gonna fight me?
Next,
Bath.
tub.
Room.
Oh
The
Lord.
bathroom.
Oh Lord.
It just goes downhill whenever we get to this.
Oh
We
no,
can't-
not Lil Zane.
I said
Lil
bathtub.
Zane.
I said bathtub too.
All right, last one. Come on.
Dog.
House.
Park.
Park.
Oh no! What that
You know what?
That said
Just
house.
ruined our whole little newlywed game, bruh.
It did.
You only
Damn,
got one
right.
we got one.
You got one. Hey.
We got one the first one, and then we thought we got all confident.
1 out of 5.
We also got the
Thank
first
you.
5, so that means we got 6 out of 10. That means we win 60%. D plus, D minus. I meant.
Who did his rock?
That's a
They already
60
did this before, Larry.
No. 60 is a D.
Oh wow. Okay.
I wouldn't know, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Y'all get out of here.
Yep. So I'll see you suckers later. Do you guys have any? You guys have any parting words for everyone?
Have a good
We don't care.
That was not very nice.
All right. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No, you're not, because you really enjoyed that
You want
thoroughly.
some parting words for real?
No.
All right. So what's up again to everybody? We just want to let you guys know that usually we start with that now to just kind of warm ourselves up to kind of get everyone loose here that's in the chat as well. If you're watching, just let us know where you're watching from. Make sure you do give us a reaction, whether it's a like, love, or angry. We don't really care, just as long as you do reaction. Share it with somebody that you know. Definitely share it with a partner or a spouse
And
that you
participate.
have.
We would love to interact with y'all. Ask us some questions if y'all deem fit, or we can just go back and forth.
And
Let's
that's
talk
where I
back.
was going to go with it as well. You
Oh,
can
my bad,
ask
I'm
us.
sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool. We tag teaming. If you ever want to ask us any questions, that's cool. We do couples court. If you got a running dispute with your partner, you can definitely bring that dispute to us, and we will do couples court. And you can always DM us with any type of relationship questions, things of that nature. If you want to stay anonymous, we will keep your privacy.
Or you can ask us right here.
Yep. If you want to stay anonymous, we can keep your privacy in the DMs for sure. Nonetheless, so we were watching right before we started setting up for the pod. We were watching a documentary called Class Action Park, right? And this was a documentary about a water park that was opened up in New Jersey that was fucking crazy and dangerous as shit. I've never heard of this shit. Bryce Breeze, if Bryce Breeze is still here, I know Bryce Breeze is from the New York, the tri-state area and stuff like that. So I wonder if he knows something about this park. But it was in New Jersey. It was called Action Park.
Mm-hmm.
And basically how the park was based was the guy built it on some like this, there's no rules type of shit. All of the rides is pretty much like shit that you can control yourself. Like you can control your speed, all of that stuff. Like you go either as hard or as soft as you want to go at the park, and the shit just turned into a fucking crazy battle royal free for all
for teens.
Teens fucking going crazy, damn near killing themselves. They had a one slide on that bitch that was high as fuck, like 7 stories high, and you slide down it, and right before you get to the bottom of it, there's a fucking loop-de-loop. And people was fucking going,
and it was dark.
The slide's completely dark. From the moment you enter the slide, it's dark. You can't see shit. So you just going down this water slide fast as fuck. And then all of a sudden your feet just lift up from underneath you, and you go up the shit, and you like lose, and you're in the air, you lose contact with the tube, and then you boom, 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 and you hit the tube, and then you come shooting out the tube.
And they was test dummies because he would offer these kids $100 if they tried it.
Yep. And what happened was some people would come out there with busted lips and busted noses and bleeding. And then people started coming out of there with cuts. They started coming out there with cuts and lacerations and shit.
Cadillac Rome.
Cadillac, what up? Cadillac. I was supposed to say his name like that. Cadillac Rome, nigga.
Like your old 70s.
Yeah. So people was coming out of the slide all scratched up and shit, like scraped up and cut and bleeding, lacerations and stuff. And they're like, what the, why is people, it's just a little tube. It's a pipe, a plastic pipe. So why are they coming out with cuts and stuff? So they opened it up, and what they ended up finding in there was that people had lost their teeth while they was inside of there, and the teeth were like stuck.
Embedded.
They were like embedded into the slide bed. So when people were going through the slide and through the loop, they was getting cut by people's teeth that fell out. And I was like, bro, the shit was fucking insane.
People died.
People was getting stuck in the loop, so they had to create a trap door at the top of the loop so they can get people who were stuck. Imagine being, and it's dark as fuck. You can't see shit. So that's what I wonder. How the fuck did they know the people were stuck?
Probably when it got if you're stuck in there, somebody else come and then they gonna get stuck eventually.
And you can't even see somebody coming.
Do you know?
So you just hear somebody like boom.
And that's gonna happen over and over and over until they get backed up to the next one.
It's just a bunch of
Horrible.
Oh my gosh, yo. Horrible.
Y'all should watch it though.
Me and Queen, we don't do water like that.
No.
I'm cool with pools. I like shit more than her. Like I like getting in pools and I like going to the beach, stuff like that. But I don't do like water parks and shit like that.
Ankles.
Yeah.
Once it hit the ankles, this.
Yeah, wifey don't do shins or calves.
Ankles.
Yeah.
Put your feet in there a little bit, like your ankles. Then when you're at the beach, ankles, splash water. I love the beach. I love sitting there. I love watching the water. Looking at it is cool. I'm not getting in it though. No, thank you. It's crazy because I always watch the little North America thing on TikToks. Not North America, like the North Seas or something like that. And it shows like the biggest waves and stuff. Water always interests me. I'm not going out there though. Oh, it's nice to look at. I'm not going out there. I'm gonna touch your phone.
Yeah.
I know it's wet. I'm cool.
Shout out to Wanisha. Says she was going to Knott's Berry Farm, but she said that's canceled. I don't think there's no places that are like this place. This place was extremely dangerous, and the dude was fucking hiding, not reporting people's injuries, hiding injury reports and stuff like that. And people started dying up there. It was crazy. But for the main part, he said it's like having a death percentage, bro. For the most part,
I think like 5 people died.
Yeah, I want to say it might have been more than that.
The wave pool, people died in the wave pool.
There was like a little kayaking simulation thing that they had, and basically they had fans underneath the water that was supposed to like make the water wave like it was rapids. And one of the fans like short circuited, and somebody fell in the water and it fucking electrocuted them to death.
I think 2 people got electrocuted, but they went into detail about one.
Yeah, one got electrocuted to death. And then there was like this little slide where like you get on this little board that has wheels on it, and your only thing that you had was like this little lever that was in between your legs, and you pull it back to use your brake, and you push it forward to go faster. But a lot of them shits was broken, so you won't break it. And people was going down the shit and fucking just
they had
going off the track and stuff like that.
When you got road rash or whatever, you go into a little shack and they had some makeshift spray
that was like alcohol and shit like that.
What alcohol and acetone, iodine or something that was orange.
They said the shit was burning people, like it was insane. They had to staff a whole EMT team and have their own ambulance and stuff like that. Remember they built this big ass red ball that you were supposed to put somebody in, so you put somebody in the big red ball, and basically the ball would roll down this track and just be rolling down the track and it's just going crazy. But the ball was super heavy and the piping wasn't super secure. So at one point in time, the piping that the ball is on the track, it broke.
It expanded because it was hot.
Yeah. And now the ball, it broke. The ball rolls off the track, is rolling through the fucking amusement park. And there's a highway in between the 2 sides of the amusement park. And then the fucking red ball just rolls onto the highway, bro. This shit was, this place was insane.
It was crazy. Then dang teenagers. They said 2 people conceived children at this park. Yeah. They had they
employed teenagers.
Yeah, they had a little shack thing where you used to smoke weed, have sex.
Where they would keep all of their like employee cards and their badges and stuff like that in their backpacks.
Talk about, it smelled like weed and shoes,
feet and and dirty backpacks.
Kids don't care. Yeah. And when you trying to get it in, don't nobody care that it smell like feet.
Yeah, when you was a teenager, it was just pretty much like wherever you can get it in at. Wherever you can, if you could find a place where there were no parents and no repercussions, like that was the spot. That's the spot. But yeah, it was. If y'all ever wanted to watch that, it's on HBO Max. I don't care that people be like, it's called Max. I don't care. It's HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. It's called Class Action Park. Shit is crazy. I went to Raging Waters as a kid and got on the famous water slide that goes straight down. Never got on that slide again. Just trauma. I love roller coasters, but I have anxiety and I just felt y'all describe my heart shoot.
They ain't have no HR, and then when they had them, and then when they were like getting sued because somebody died, and then they were like that the guy would extend the lawsuit, where you can't pay anymore, and then if you did win the lawsuit, he wouldn't pay until the U.S. Marshal came knocking on his door to come and get the money. So he was a crook for the most part. Hey Trey, what up? What up? What up?
Trill was good. What up, Karan? Was goody?
But it was a pretty good documentary. You guys should definitely watch it. Right after that, it was the Beanie Baby one came on.
Yeah, we started watching the Beanie Baby one, and then we started reminiscing about all of the childhood crazes. Like our generation, we had, because we were the TV generation for sure. Like TV was, and marketing to kids on TV was like really dominant in our age. And
thuggery.
What?
You see the thuggery? I would have robbed them. Really?
Would have robbed who?
I can't.
Who you would have robbed? Who somebody would have robbed? Okay.
It was just giving thuggery.
Anyways, so it got us thinking about like
our childhood
compared to like our kids' childhood now. Like, and of course, as the generations went on, like each generation would probably call the next generation softer than the last generation, right? So of course we're gonna call the generation below us softer. Our generation before us might call us softer. But I feel like millennials, like we was it. Like we was the ones.
They put up the documentary and they was doing the Rock'em Sock'ems.
Bro, y'all niggas remember Rock'em Sock'em, the big ass.
They wasn't called that. What did they say that they were called?
They were called Rocker Sockers.
Which we didn't have that where
I
we
don't
was
know.
from.
We called them Rock'em Sock'ems, man.
Exactly.
I don't know.
But go ahead, describe it.
Bro, y'all remember the Rock'em? It's just shit that you fill up with air. Like you just blow them up.
They were like, what is the floaties? But basically,
they were like floaties,
but
you put them on your hand and you just crop. You just.
Have you ever got popped with a Rock'em Sock'em? Just not even paying attention. Bow. Just.
Bro, we used to go crazy with them Rock'em Sock'ems, bro. Absolutely insane, bro. We used to be in that bitch like we was having a real boxing match. Yeah, but I'm talking about heads, whop, bodies dropping everywhere, bro. Our generation was insane. Dodgeball?
Have you ever taken a dodgeball to the face?
I have given dodgeballs to the face.
You the reason why don't nobody want to play dodgeball.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad that we didn't go to school together.
Absolutely. If the coach or no parent was watching us playing dodgeball became deadly. It was deadly ball at that point.
Ridiculous.
Are you serious?
Hey guys, can we follow the rules?
You wasn't that person.
Yes,
can we follow the rules person?
You know why? Because I got hit in the face with a ball. That's why. Like, bruh. It's disrespectful. It's giving disrespect. But anyway, no, I was talking to the girls. So I'm like, back in the day, when the Toys R Us Christmas Big Book came out, it was a whole thing. Like you get the big book and then you circle the ones that you like, you can give me this if you want, but you Christmas put the star next to the one that you like. I really, really want it. And back in the day, your parents may not have had all the money to get all the stuff. So when we grew up, I was telling the kids, I'm like, Barbies was my jam. And I'm like, okay, so since we grew up, now we have Barbie money. My kids weren't even in Barbies. And they had the house, they had the car, the ambulance, they had the little pet veterinary. Do you think they appreciated it? No. If I would have had all the stuff that I gave them, I would never have left my room. It was just amazing. But the kids not on what we was on. They got the electronics and all that other stuff. But Barbies, Rock'em Sock'ems, the G.I. Joes, which I used to steal my brothers and make them marry my Barbies, even though they was, the height difference. It didn't matter.
You know what I'm about to make you tell, right?
I'm not telling it. Go ahead.
You know what I'm about to make you tell?
No,
you have to tell the story.
I'm not telling it.
So
go ahead. Put my business out.
How old were you?
I was probably like 8.
So when this woman was 8, right?
The disrespect. Okay, go ahead, tell her.
When this woman was 8, right? And this is how I know she crazy, right? So when this woman was 8, she had like a Pocahontas Barbie, like a Pocahontas doll, and she had the what is his name?
John Smith.
She had the John Smith doll, right? Now, of course, John Smith's a fucking colonizer, right? So like he's the bad guy. So basically she used to do horrible shit to John Smith because John Smith was the bad guy. Like he was, you know, the colonizer coming in to take their land, tell your man nothing. Stuff like that. So this child, right? You know how as a kid you have like those little toy safes and stuff like that, right? So this child, she would beat up, they would jump John Smith, beat him up. She would like draw black eyes and bruises. She would like draw black eyes and bruises on this man, and she stuff him in, and I'm laughing. I'm in full amazement when she's telling me this story. And she would stuff him in the safe, and then throw the safe in the filled up tub so he can sink to the bottom of all the bubbles. It makes all of the bubbles come out. So that's how you know he did.
You're disrespectful. See, I ain't telling you nothing else. I ain't telling you nothing else.
John Smith was fucking out of here, bro. Out of here. I was like, Lord, child, at 8 years old, you was doing some crazy shit to John Smith, man.
You're disrespectful.
Oh, Gigapets.
Gigapets was, you know what? I loved Gigapets until it started. You had an animal, and I guess if you didn't turn the sound all the way down, it would like yip in the middle of the night. Annoying, but I love me some Gigapets. And some Polly Pockets. Thank you. You wouldn't know nothing about no Polly Pocket, but I loved Polly Pocket. I wasn't on
Polly Pocket, yeah. I'm cool on that. But no, Gigapets was Gigapets.
Tell them again, Mandy. Telling all my business in these podcast streets.
Y'all know that story was very entertaining. Vindictive. Trill said Gen Z brought... I missed that comment, but he said Gen Z brought out the video games. I want to say that the millennials brought the video games, broski. We elevated the video games, and the Gen Z are the definitely ones that are making it the $1 billion business that it is right now. Like the Gen Z, definitely the late millennials and the early Nintendo. Gen Z. Yeah, the late millennials and the early Gen Zers are turning it into that $1 billion business that it is right now. But yeah, for sure, like the Gen Z, yeah, Gen Z is not that was us. That was definitely us, because our kids are Gen Z. We're millennials. But yeah, so we like the millennials, like we are the ones, like we were before, like we were at that ripe age where like so much stuff developed, like when we were teenagers, like while we were developing, cell phones were developing. The generation before us, they were adults before cell phones really started developing.
Oregon Trail was dope.
Really?
You was jacking Oregon Trail? Loved Oregon Trail. First of all, they had the green screen, and then they tell you how your crop and all that stuff did and who died. Oregon Trail was bomb. Oregon Trail was amazing. You're a hater.
I'm not hating.
Because no, you gave me a look like this is whack. Oregon Trail was amazing.
That's your bad. Oh, he said Gen X brought the video games. I mean, sure. If you want to call those video games. It's more like,
what is Gen X before us?
Gen X is before us, yeah. So I don't know if Nana's Gen X. I know my mom is.
No, I think
your mom might be baby
boomer. Yep. My right. Anyway, alrighty. So those were our documentaries. So y'all can check them out. We're not done with the Beanie Baby one.
I don't even know what it was called. It might have been called Beanie Babies. But no, what you call it was fire. McMillions was fire too. You didn't watch that one with me, but McMillions was fire. I don't really want to go into depth with that, but I didn't even know that that there was the security firm that McDonald's hired at first to do the Monopoly game for them. The one of the head security guy was fucking stealing the winning pieces and dishing them shits out.
I bet he was. That does not surprise me that the Monopoly McDonald thingy was a scam.
It wasn't a scam, but it was being scammed. It was a scam being created through it, and they was running a ring through that motherfucker. Four square facts, handball, jump ball, taps. Y'all niggas used to play taps in Arizona?
What is taps?
Taps was like Taps is when you get like a basketball or whatever type of ball, but normally a ball, right? And y'all would just stand in like a circle or whatever, and y'all would toss the ball to each other, and you had to catch the ball in the air and toss it back before you hit the ground. And so, of course, you could do it like we could just be a normal fucking square guy and just jump up, grab it, and touch it. But we would do other shit like and then throw it behind our back to somebody, or throw it up, or wait till we just about to hit the ground and then throw it at somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
It sounds entertaining.
Tips. Y'all call it tip. We call it taps. We call it taps. See, it's crazy how we just have these different games, these games under different names. Gen X was 40 to 60s. Okay, well then is Gen X too.
Oh, I thought she was baby boomer.
No, Gen X
was.
Then what's after
58.
Gen X? Because it ain't millennials. Was baby boomers after Gen X? Because in that case, my mom's not even Gen X. If it's the 40s, or are you saying the entire 60s all the way to 69? I thought you were saying it's 40 to 60. Yeah, my mom's definitely not a millennial.
Baby boomer generation is from 1946 to 1964.
Okay, so yeah. That's baby boomer. So yeah, Nana's baby boomer.
Yes.
And then Gen X is...
Gen Z is 1996 to 2015. Millennials are 1977 to 1995.
You said Gen Z or Gen X?
Gen Z is 1996 to 2015. Millennials is 1977 to 1995. Generation X is 1965 to 1976.
But you just said Gen X.
Babe. Gen Z. Z like zebra.
Oh.
1996 to 2015. Millennials, 1977, 1995. Generation X, 1965 to 1976. So wait,
before us
and
was
baby boomers is 1946 to 1964.
So Gen Z was before us, not Gen X.
Gen Z. Okay, let me start from because I started from the top to the bottom. Let me start from the bottom to the top.
That's why. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
I thought you started from beginning to end.
No. So 1945 and before is the silent generation. That's what it's called.
Nigga's quiet ass bitch.
Then from 1946 to 1964 is the baby boomers.
Okay.
So that's my mama. Then you have Gen Z.
Right.
I mean Gen X, sorry.
That's where I got confused. Okay, now I'm good.
Then you have Gen X, that's 1965 to 1976.
Yeah.
Then you have us, 1977 to 1995, and then you have Gen Z, which is 1996 to 2015.
Okay. Now it makes sense. Yeah. Because I had got confused right there, right after baby boomers. Yes. Got you. All right. So nonetheless, and you know, like this Gen Z and whoever's after Gen Z, what are these niggas now?
The alpha somebody.
All right, y'all
dumbasses. I don't know.
Y'all niggas is alpha. Y'all niggas is alpha soft. Our kids is alpha soft. They is the end. We should call them Generation Inside, because the niggas don't go outside. All they do, and honestly, we talk shit about that, but honestly, as the generations progress, niggas went outside less and less. Like the millennials, we was outside. But we had like Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo and like the first PlayStation, and we had TV shows that you had to watch on a schedule. Like you had to I would come home from school. I would come home from school, do my homework, and watch Toonami. All the real niggas know Toonami when you get off of school. All the real millennial niggas know Toonami. When you get off of school, you turn on Toonami, watch all the fucking anime shit.
I didn't watch Toonami.
Yeah, you ain't watch Toonami. Toonami, 106 in Park. Oh, that Toonami was a little bit younger, but then you passed over into like a little older teenager. Then you start watching shit like Rap City, Hits from the Streets, Sita's World,
BET After Dark.
All right, see now y'all see now you start going like, see, I knew Will said that. The moment you said BET After Dark, I knew Wills had said that shit.
When I got home, I watched Arthur. Every day when you're walking down the street. Everybody let me. First of all, don't do that because Arthur is a bop.
Arthur's about for sure.
However, I asked the kids, I was like, do you know what a latchkey kid is? They had no idea. What a latchkey kid. And then I explained it to them like, this is a latchkey kid. And it was like, they stayed at home by themselves. Look at y'all, scared. You scared by even the thought.
When did you start being at home by yourself?
I would say like 6th grade. Maybe, but then again, my mom was very overprotective, so like I would have to take the bus, and then that's even if she allowed me to walk home. But I think that was around maybe 6th grade that I was able to be at home by myself, and I had my own key, had to be responsible and all that stuff.
You can go ahead and cut that grade in half for me. I had my own key and was at home by myself for at least 4 hours a day after school when I was in 3rd grade. I walk to school, I walk home from school. I always remember this specific time because like that was the time where, you know, as kids, you're not responsible, right? So I would like take my keychain and like spin it around my finger like real hard and real fast and then let it go in the air. And then there's something on the roof or the ceiling right there. I wonder what that is. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would let it go. And it would go flying in the air, and then I would try to catch it, like just try to like
It looked like a scratch. Could have been when we was putting the tree up. I don't know.
Maybe. And then look like I would just try to just grab it like by the keychain part while it was coming down. And one day I spent that bitch and tossed it up, and it was a tree right there. It was a big tall ass tree, and didn't come down.
Because you're bad.
Yep, it didn't come down. And we would try to get it down and try to get it down with like basketball, stuff like that. We try to get down, it wouldn't come down. One day when I was walking to school, I looked up. It won't up there. So I don't know. I had to tell my mom, and then she had to change the locks. So
what you never did your key have your address on it?
No.
So what you change the locks for? So someone just gonna pick up the key and be like, this goes to this house.
Well, it was the 90s, so there was crack.
So a crackhead is going to try every lock.
Do you not know crackheads? Do you not know the extent crackheads would go to?
My favorite
a crackhead would absolutely try every single lock.
But okay, if you live in an apartment with a whole bunch of buildings, they're gonna spend it. No, they out there chasing the crack. They're not out there chasing to see what this foreign key go to. Whatever. My favorite pastime when we was living in Arizona was to go to the convenience stores where the crackheads was and to go on a crackhead safari. So Versa going to the store and he be like, roll up the window, lock the door. And I just be up in there, crackhead watching these people. And I mean, it's not funny because crack is very serious and drugs is bad. However, when people is high as giraffe neck, I just be watching. It just be so entertaining to me. I have no idea why. But when someone is walking down the street and they are legit having a conversation / argument with themselves, I'm sorry, that's entertaining to me. And I would watch for a long period, however long he in the store, I am watching. And it'd be a bunch of them too. So you'd be like 5. So you just be watching this one, and then you watch another one, and then you find one that's beat up, and you're like, dang, what happened to him? It's just entertaining.
And every time she used to tell me how entertaining it would be. I'm like, babe, they're just crackheads. Like, this is normal.
It's not normal because I grew up in the country and you grew up in the city. So you don't really see crackheads around here, around in the country. However, I'm telling you, it just be like, wow.
You said crackhead safari is wild.
Yes.
That's exactly the correct term for it, because this would be like us telling like going on a safari in Africa and telling the people that actually live there, like, yo, there was a lion.
Yeah.
Yes, we see the lion every day. The lion is always there.
When you used to go and do the radio show and we used to go to that corner store, man, that whole little 10 minutes will be so entertaining. And I just be like, wow, it's the crackhead.
Yes, it is the crackhead. The crackhead is always there.
I love going there. I kind of miss it. When we go back to visit, I need to go to the little corner store to the crackhead safari.
Well, I don't think there's that many crackheads anymore.
Well, they
So you
was
might
high on
like
something.
meth
Maybe it
heads
wasn't
and
crack, but they
meth
was
heads
high.
and girl heads. Niggas
Girl
on that
heads?
girl. Niggas on that girl. That's the heroin. That heroin.
Oh, the heroin.
It's that heroin.
Nevertheless, they be high, and I be watching.
You do. And that's what happens when you bring a girl that's not from the hood to the hood. They off them blues now. They off them blues.
I don't know what that is. What's blues?
They said we embraced our crackheads, them the homies. Oh yeah, absolutely. Shout out to all the crackheads who went in the ABC store for us. For you niggas in
for you what? For a 6-pack?
Yeah, for you niggas in the Wild Wild West, the
$10?
ABC store is something that they did in Virginia. Y'all Wild Wild West niggas who are allowed to just buy a gun for no reason at all, just buy a gun and put all types of advanced attachments on that bitch in Arizona, and also you niggas are able to buy liquor at your Circle K. That is not something that is allowed in Virginia. Virginia, there is what we call the ABC store, which I believe stands for alcoholic beverage control.
What time it closed? Like 10:30, 11?
Some it depends on where area you was in. It depends on where area you was in. But that store, the ABC store, they were the only stores that could sell you liquor. You could buy beer at like regular grocery stores or corner stores, stuff like that. But you had to buy your liquor, like your liquor. You had to buy that at an ABC store.
In my town, it would they stopped serving liquor, I think, at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on where you went, I think the latest was like maybe 12, maybe 1. If you
could go on the Army base, you could go on the Army base and get liquor a lot later on the Army base.
Yeah, but where I'm from, it's like 10:30. So you better race to the little ABC store if you're trying to get something to sip on.
Yeah, you had to like that was like part of life. That was like part of life there. Like you had to, like if it was getting late, you had to make sure you made your ABC run. That had to be you had to get your liquor in preparation. You couldn't be just chilling at 10 o'clock at night and be like, damn, y'all want to drink something? Yeah, let's go to the store and get some liquor. Like, nah, nigga. You need to get that liquor in preparation. If it was about to snow and you saw the weather saying it was about to snow and you're about to get inches, nigga, you better hit that ABC store just in case you get snowed in or just in case the ABC store don't open up, all of that shit. But anyways, I believe I was saying something when I was saying that. But yeah, shout out to all of the crackheads that used to go in the ABC store for us when we were underage and couldn't buy liquor ourselves. Shout out to all of the crackheads that bought cigarettes for us when we were underage and couldn't buy cigarettes for us. Shout out to all of the crackheads who used to sell cartons of cigarettes for like $15. Real true
damaging
MVPs.
The young people's health.
True MVP. Shout out to all of the crackheads that used to set people up for us. True MVPs. True MVPs.
Okay, we're gonna
they'll put people in the right spot for you. Yes, they will. They will put niggas in the right spot for you. I need you to get that nigga over there.
We're gonna move on. we're gonna move on.
Shout out to the homies. Shout out to the crackhead homies.
I was just gonna say, that they will do some maintenance for you for like $10 in a 6-pack, but you went on.
Shout out to them
to the thuggery.
Shout out to them too. No shout out to the crackheads that used to try to sell you a PlayStation without the power cord. Come on, man. Knock it off. Where's the power cord?
They couldn't get
it. That's why you're a crackhead, because you didn't even bring the power cord, fam. How am I gonna turn it on? What am I gonna do?
You ready? You ready to continue?
What am I gonna do?
So we're supposed to be talking. This ran longer than we anticipated. So we were supposed to be talking celebrity couples.
Yes,
that is very true. So we have a couple that we wanted to discuss. So first and foremost, we know that Nelly and Ashanti are expecting their first kid, which is amazing. They were together for a long time. They were together and then they broke up and then now they're back together again. And we're saying celebrity couples to basically say, like outside influences and how does the world influence these people. So a lot of people, tend to look up to celebrity couples and things like that. So you have the Nelly and Ashantis, you have the Tiana Taylor and the Iman.
I don't know if Nelly and Ashanti are like couple goals. I know a lot of people subscribe to like couple goals. Like they might have other couples that they look up to as like, like we want to be like them or we want to be a power couple like them, stuff like that. I don't know if Nelly and Ashanti is one of them. I just know that we like Nelly and Ashanti. I think they're dope together. I think they cool. Whenever you see them together, it feels like the right vibe. Like I feel like they're a cool couple. Tiana Taylor is a cool person. She just seemed like a cool person. I like Iman Shumpert as well. So that was a cool couple. It was sad. It was kind of sad for us. Like that was one of those couples that we don't look to other couples as couple goals. Like even in our regular everyday life, like we don't look to other couples as couple goals, even people that we know, because you really never know. And our theory is that our practice is just that you never know what people are going through behind closed doors. So while shit may look gravy on the outside, like they could be like the most toxic couple for real, like behind closed doors. But we just wanted to talk about that as far as like, do other couples out there, how do you guys deal with outside influence? Like, because, and we're not just saying from other couples, you can have friends, like I could have friends, or you can have friends that might tell you things or might give you ideas, stuff like that. There's a lot of couples out there that deal with people outside of their relationship, your girl's friends, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, saying, oh, this nigga, he probably doing this, and putting stuff in your head type stuff, influencing you to do stuff, shit like that.
Very true. So, while we were naming couples, so we have the Nelly and Ashantis, we have the DeVal and Kadeem. I don't know if anybody knows, who they are. They're up and coming actor. He plays on Sisters.
Okay.
So they've been together for like 20 years. And then we got the Will and Jada's, which, that's controversy in itself. I
think Will and Jada are playing us.
I like Will and Jada, and I like Jada a lot. Jada gets a bad rap.
You like Jada?
I do like Jada. I've liked Jada since the 90s. And I actually listened to a couple of her interviews that she had. I just think that instead of, throwing stones and crucifying someone, that we should definitely listen to what they have to say. So, but my question is, because, everyone thinks that she's in love with Tupac, and I definitely thought that she was in love with Tupac too. You never know. But do you think you can be in love with two people at one time? Like, do you think that you can be married to someone and still be in love with someone else?
When you're saying married to that person, you could be married to someone and not in love with them.
Right.
But you're asking if you could be in love with two people
right.
at the same time.
So can you, So how
would us as human are capable of loving two people at the same time?
How would that work? Like, how would like, if you knew your person was in love with someone else, but you love them, like, do you just, especially like for Will and Jada, for that topic, like Tupac's no longer here. So
allegedly
Tupac is no longer here. So, if that is the case, if she is still in love with someone else, like, how would you deal with that? Or could you even deal with that?
Now that I'm not jacking. You can, I do feel like a human being can be in love with two people. You're not about to get that off on me. You're not about to get that off that you in love with this dude that's been dead for over 20 years. You're not finna get that off on me. How long Tupac been dead? Almost 30 years.
Has it been that long? Yeah.
It's like 20. It's like 27. He died in 96. 06 is 10. 2016 is 20. 2026 will make it 30. Nah.
That's
you're not still
question.
In love. You might still love him, but you're not still. I don't think you can be in love with somebody you haven't interacted with in 30 years. I don't think that. I feel like that's not possible.
Can't stand young. Possibly. But I mean, that's just the question.
Most of my life, for real. Like,
that's just the question that kind of was like, regardless of whatever. But it just seems like there is that imbalance of, being that she's married to someone and still in love, or possibly in love with someone else. So
I think Jada and Will are playing us. I think they playing us. I think they good. I think all of the drama that we think they going through, that they not. I think they in cahoots.
You think it was for the book?
I think they in cahoots. I think they are marketing the shit out of the drama that is perceived to be going on in their lives. I do.
Possibly.
I do. I'm starting to feel that way because, like Will said when he said that Jada's a filthy animal and Will's soft as fuck. I don't know. If I'm to believe Jada, that, and none of us thought anything other than this when the whole August Alsina shit happened, when the whole entanglement shit happened. None of us thought it wasn't true that they were separated and they were allowed to do their own thing. We all heard that and we all accepted that. But for some reason, we still attacked Jada for it. And I think it was mainly because we were looking at the way Will reacted to it when they did the Red Table Talk. I believe a lot of our vitriol towards vitriols. Hey, now shout out to me.
Come on, you better.
I think a lot of our vitriol towards Jada.
Come on with the $10
in that
word.
situation was because of how it looked like Will took it.
From when I listened to the podcast that she was on, she stated that she wanted to come out and tell her truth. And that Will came because he wanted to be her support. But in all, he wasn't ready to talk about what she was ready to talk about.
I don't think he knew.
I think he knew. But, that's neither here nor there. From her perspective, is she said that he didn't know when he knew what they were going there to talk about. Who knows? It could have still hurt. I'm pretty sure that there's things that people have done, to whomever.
Maybe it was something that he knew, but they never actually had a discussion about.
Right. And he seemed hurt about it. But I mean, she was villainized for it.
But see, and here's another thing too. I think that while Will could have possibly been hurt about it, I also think that Will is a person that cares about his image. I think he's a person that cares about his image, or at least did care about his image, because he can't care that much about it right now. But at least did care about his image, and maybe that was a hard thing to get rid of, because at that point we were still looking at them as one of the top 5 top tier couples.
And it's still hard to hear that your mate was entangled with someone else, regardless of how long you've been or how long it's been. It's still a kind of an uncomfortable situation to have a conversation about, what went down. So, I mean, when you really love someone, and if it really hurt, it's going to show that it hurt.
Yeah.
So, but, nevertheless, like you were stating, you were just like, influences and how, your friends, especially the single ones who tried to, with celebrities, they have the whole world that's looking. A lot of us go through the exact same thing that they go through. Is just that everybody and their mama not all up in our business.
That's a fact.
So how do you deal, or have you dealt with, how would you deal with outside influences that's just in your ear? Don't talk to her. Don't be with them. Like, how would you deal with situations
Let
that?
me ask you guys in the comments, have you guys ever dealt with a sabotager? Like, have you ever dealt with, fellas, have you ever dealt with a female friend of your girl that at least felt like she was trying to sabotage a relationship? Ladies, same thing. Have you ever dealt with a guy or another girl in your man, just somebody on the outside of your relationship that you felt like was trying to sabotage your relationship, like in a false way? Some of y'all will be like, yeah, man, the one bitch, she saw me with my side chick and then tried to tell my girl. That's not okay. Okay. That's just, that's just somebody telling a factual thing that happened. That's not really sabotage. We don't want to mislabel things here. The Will and Jada situation is a soup sandwich for J. Cole to have referenced them to know. Oh yeah.
What's a wombat?
A wombat. Okay. I don't know what a wombat is. I'm trying to think about it. Tupac, Alsina. Yeah. He's just like, yeah. All right. So I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever dealt with that with you. I don't feel like I've ever, well, super early on in our relationship, you did have one friend that lied on me, but outside of that, like I'm not trying to judge it up and grudge it up. I'm just saying that I feel like that was the only time that happened.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I understand because I knew you was going there. That's why I was like, Lord, here we go.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, who knows why people do the things that they do and try to sabotage a relationship? Like, why do you think that is so? Why do you think someone is just like, oh, don't trust him, don't trust her? Could there be any facts to what these people are saying?
Like a rat on steroids.
Oh, a rodent. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, nobody could tell me nothing. I don't feel like nobody could tell me nothing about you that I don't already know. Like as far as like something, and then whatever it may be, if it's something I feel like might be true, that it could be true, then I'm gonna, take it with a grain of salt, maybe investigate it myself. But I don't know. I don't have those issues. I don't have anybody that's trying to sabotage my relationship, and anybody that I feel like is trying to wrongfully sabotage my marriage. I don't want that I don't want that person in my life. I don't need that energy in my life. So like all of the people I want surrounding me, especially the men surrounding me, I need full on support and pushing me towards the success of my marriage.
Again, I think you have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know the spouse that you have. Like we're not young no more. We're not kids. So it's just like all those old things that people often fight about. We don't have those issues any longer. And if that is still an issue, like it's something that either we're going to converse about or it's going to come out in the end, but it's not something that like, if you're continuously telling me one thing or another, then it's just like, I'm going to look at you and just be like, what's going on? Not you, but like the person that's telling me.
My mama always said, if you ain't see it with your own eyes, then forget what folks talking about. That's true, man. That's true. Misery loves company. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's why you always got to be. And I think that's partially the reason why a lot of married people or people in serious relationships will adapt the practice of not having married or single friends. And that's a tough thing because if I'm in a group of single people and I settle down and I get married, am I just supposed to throw away all of my friends because they haven't found love yet?
I don't believe so. And I believe that you are, responsible for yourself. Like, yeah, those are your friends. And just like on the last episode when we were talking, if you decide to go out with your friends and, it's penis o'clock, that doesn't mean that you have to partake in the festivities. That just means that, oh, okay, well, this is part of the night that I'm not cool with. So y'all have fun. You have to be an adult. You have to be responsible for yourself. Yeah. So when it's time for activities that you are not comfortable with, then who says you have to stay?
You just got to put people like when we was talking about this on Caps and Crowns the other day. I don't believe in just having a small circle. I believe that you just have different circles.
Hey, Miss Catcha. Sorry.
I just believe you have different circles. My single friends go in a different circle now. Like when my single friends, there are different things that we can do together now. The shit that I used to do with you guys when I was single, I might not be able to do that stuff with you guys anymore. And it took me a while to kind of adjust to that as well. Like the shit you have to realize that, okay, now that I'm in a committed relationship and I have to change the things that I'm doing, either my single friends are going to come around and do some of those things. We're going to have a good time doing those things. Or if we can't meet in the middle, then yeah, you do have to kind of find a different circle for those friends to be in. You might have to find a different circle of friends that now we can go to main event and just go bowling and drinking and playing some pool, or go to fucking Top Golf. Mm-hmm. Go to Top Golf and chill and or come to the crib and chill and watch the game. And that's just what we do. That's what my circle of friends does now. And if my single friends want to come around, watch TV or watch the game or do some of those things with me, cool. Just know that if the night is going to turn into us going to the strip club to throw money at strippers, then that's where, good night, fellas. I'm going to have to catch you guys on the flip side.
Right. And again, that's why I say it's just, you okay? That's why I just say that at this point in time, you're just responsible for yourself. By joining folks that are single, you are exposed to more temptations. And if the people you are around don't respect your relationship, they may encourage the foolery. And that's true. I mean, most of the time, if you are around those foolish people, then they are going to encourage your foolish ways. Like, you being married don't mean nothing to your hood rat friends when it's time for them to get into some craziness. They're going to encourage the foolishness. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's popping over here. You should go. You should join us. We will have fun." Yeah, why you can look in the window and not buy and all that other stuff. And I mean, and then if you're not strong enough and if you are one of those people who can be persuaded, then here you are in a situation. And there's no judgment to anyone who's found themselves in that kind of situation. It definitely can happen if you're in a group, or especially if you're drinking or whatever the case may be, you can find yourself in the situation.
Yeah.
But that's why you're supposed to have those friends that's just like, nah, this is not what we're doing. Yeah. But if you surround yourself with friends that's always like, nah, this is what we're doing, then you can find yourself in a compromising situation, even if you weren't being compromising.
And I think a lot of that shit comes with age, right? So like, that's why a lot of people, I think, say like, don't get married at a young age, things of that nature, because you end up growing out of that stuff. So I know that a lot of things that I do now or that I won't do now is partially because I'm in a committed relationship and that just doesn't go with the vibes of or where the situations and scenarios I should be putting myself into as a married man. I mean, but also because I'm older. I still think if I was single, I probably still want to do the same things. I probably still wouldn't be like, let's go to the club and find bitches. Like, that doesn't
women.
Yeah. No, I wasn't saying it like, that's what I would say, but I'm saying like, that's what men say. That's what men say. So like, I don't think that would be my vibe. Like, I don't think that at 35 that I would want to go find a woman in the club.
And it also takes some time. It also takes some time for anyone, if you've been in a relationship since you were young and then now you're older, it still takes time to get to that mature level where you're supposed to be. We got married very young, but that doesn't mean that the tomfoolery did not find itself into and living in, the relationship. As you go, you grow up, you mature, and you learn. And that's when you have to go through those, trials and tribulations of the arguments and, entanglements. Yeah, if that is the case.
We was the living embodiment of we fall down, but we get up.
Not the vibrato.
And we get back up again, because we fell back down again, and get back up again. Yeah,
definitely some ups and downs,
round and round,
falling out the raft and the jagged rocks, and it's been a journey for sure.
We figured it out together. A lot of couples don't stick with each other enough to figure it out.
Through a lot.
And that's not to say that they should. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe some couples shouldn't. And maybe some people, if somebody knew our entire story, maybe somebody might look at us like, y'all are crazy for sticking around through the shit that y'all was going through with each other. Why did you stick around
at this time and that time and this time? Why did you stay? Like, it will definitely be a lot of, you guys are crazy and I don't have no idea why y'all still together. I did read a Facebook post today or yesterday, and it was basically saying like, if your partner is always on tomfoolery, why do people tend to stay? And my answer to that was, everyone always be like, oh, because I love them. And that's not him, it's love them. So whether it's the woman or the man, but it's just like, what people don't understand is it is truly love. One is love is patient and is kind. It does not take, count of what it's done and all of that, definitely. And it's also because you see the other person's potential. Like, yeah, you're not doing what you're supposed to do at this moment, but I know what you can be capable of. I see the person that you could become if you put your mind to it, kind of deal. And then also, people ain't gonna be done until they done. They're not going to be, when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired is when they will be like, you know what? This ain't for me no more. So it's not for anyone to judge anyone else's situation unless they're getting abused. If you getting beat up, man or woman, you need to get about that situation. That's not something that it needs to be promoted. That's not, oh, we fall down, we get back up. That's, you need to leave.
Mhm.
However, in the same breath though, I just feel as though that it's definitely is up to that couple. And I feel like nowadays people just really have too much opinion, just too much opinion about what's going on. Oh, I froze. Just too much opinion about what's going on in somebody else's life. Like, don't you got some business to
Maybe they
attend?
do,
Like,
maybe they
I can't stand it. Okay, so think about this. People that get in relationships early, stay in them for 10, 15 years, then become single. There is definitely a transition where they may find themselves doing stupid-ish too. That's facts. Or there's a substantial financial impact if they split, so you deal with the BS. And that's true. I mean, people who do get together young and they stay together for a long time, that's because when you're young, you're going through young stuff. And you still, stuff still turn your heads. And I'm not even just to say that after 10, 15 years that people don't turn your head.
Yeah.
There's always going to
still
be,
got eyes.
You're always going to be tempted.
Lust is real.
Lust is a fact.
Lust is real.
And that's whether it's in your own area, on TV, on the internet, the Facebook.
And it's a lusty world. Yeah, it'll be right in front of your face.
Exactly. So you're always going to be tempted in some kind of way. It's just like,
I seen a TikTok the other day. This dude was like, he's like a person that flips houses, right? And he was like, see, this is my problem with the internet, right? He was like, I told myself I'm gonna stop following all of these little IG models and all of this stuff and all these girls twerking. I'm gonna stop following all of that, and I'm gonna just start following stuff about home building and flipping houses and all of this stuff. And the next thing you know, on his timeline is a girl painting the house with her ass out while it's like, bro, what's going on?
Down and get the paint.
What's like, I'm trying to get my shit together, and like it's still here. It's everywhere. And I was gonna say to add on to what you were saying about people sticking together, and people were like, well, why would you stay together and all of this? I want to bring some harsh truth to that question, because we do always talk about love and love being kind, love being patient. We always talk about that shit, but we don't talk about
stuff. That's Bible, baby.
Stuff. We don't talk about, but what we don't talk about, I feel like a lot of people won't address and we won't approach, is that harsh truth of the other stuff that makes you stay. Fear of being single can make you stay. Fear of being single, fear of what a failing relationship may look like to other people. Fear of the people who told you not to be with that person and told you shouldn't be with that person and told you it wouldn't work out, and you abandoned those people and pushed those people away.
And a lot of the times whether you're a woman or a male, you lose yourself in that person. And that person becomes the air that you breathe. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, that the situation is not right. Yeah. Well, it's not even necessarily all but now that you have lost completely yourself in that person, you are going to work and then you come home and everything that is you is now intertwined with that person that you don't even know who you are or what makes you happy anymore. And then the situation that you're in you're not happy in the situation, but I can't leave them because I need them.
Right. And that goes to what you're saying, and that goes to what Trill is saying too. Financial reasons. That's another reason why some people stay. I may not be in love with you, you may not be in love with me, but you know what? For survival,
it's hard out here.
For survival, we need this 2 income shit. If I leave, it gets rough for me. If I leave, it gets rough for me to find my own place. It gets rough for me to pay child support at that point. Whatever it may be, it could get rough out there, Dolo. Another reason, the kids. Some people are afraid of what divorcing or what leaving somebody could do to the children. I'm gonna stick around for the kids. I'm gonna stick around till the kids get grown. And then some people may feel that, but then you end up damaging your kids even more when you've lived a life for 18 years, and when they turn 18, you like,
then all of a sudden,
so we getting divorced.
And then they're like, what? But I will honestly say, because early on in our relationship, before we ended up taking our hiatus, because we did break up for a time, maybe about 7 years ago, 7, 8, almost 10 years ago. Anyway, we ended up breaking up. But even before then, it's just like that's how you feel. It's just like, oh, well, I didn't have a 2-family, dynamic. So I want to be able to give that to my kids, not thinking, okay, well, if this is a toxic environment, maybe you shouldn't give this to your kids. Maybe they shouldn't see this version of a 2-family household, because they're not going to want that. They're not going to be like, y'all fight all the time, or whatever the case may be. Like, y'all don't, it's not love in here.
Sometimes there's healthier things. Sometimes there's healthier things for your kids than you two being together. Oh, I think we need one of those for that. I think we need one of those, because some people don't realize that maybe the healthiest thing for your children is for y'all to not be together anymore.
At least and that's something that we had to experience for ourselves, is that the best thing that we could have done, and not even that it was it wasn't mutual, but the best thing that ended up being for us was to split up to get back together.
We'll talk about it.
So, and it worked good for us. I mean, we had to work it out to get to where we are. And then after we ended up working it out, we had to work it out again, like maybe a couple years later. So
yeah,
it is definitely work. But sometimes you have to, whatever's already bending, let it break. And then if it's going to mend back together, it will. If it needs surgery, then you got to put in the work. If
being with anybody for over a damn decade is work. Being with the same person, you got to think about this. Being with your children for an extended period of time is work. That's a lot of work. There's a reason why it's easier to live with your children at a younger age, and as they get older into teenhood, into adulthood, it gets tougher to live with them. You want to know why? Because when they're younger, exactly, when they're younger, they're more dependent. They listen to what the fuck you tell them to do. You run them for a sense, but then they start getting older, and then they start getting a little more independent, and then they start talking back, and the next thing you know, they become an adult. And at that point, when they're an adult and they're fully independent, whatever it may be, if they're still under your household, y'all gonna start bumping heads at some point in time. At some point in time, it's gonna get rough for y'all to live with each other for that long, because you're just two separate human beings. So it's tougher when you're in a relationship, when y'all are two separate grown ass people who have your own minds, who got your own point of views, things of that nature. It's work. It's work. You have to constantly find compromise, and that's both of you guys, not just one person. Both of you guys have to constantly evolve your relationship and fall in love with each other multiple times, because the truth is that us as people, we change like at least every 5 to 7 years. We're a different person.
Exactly. And this is like, well, for one point, this is exactly why kids, when they're old enough, they need to go out and they need to spread their wings, and not necessarily sexually, but they need to spread their wings and live their own lives, because we're just getting to the stage where you need to go out, be free, learn how to live life. Because like I tell my kids, even now, I'm not going to always be here.
Nope.
I'm not always going to be here to make your doctor's appointments, nope, or That's why when we go to the restaurant, you order your food. You learn how to do this. This is what credit is. This is how you wash the dishes. This is how you cook the food. Because one day I'm not going to be here. One day I'm going to be with
I like this.
the Lord.
I like this. I like where we at. That was Puffy right there. I like where we at. We should end after.
That was gospel.
We should. No, I'm talking about me saying I like this. I like this. We should end after this too.
Okay, hold on. I was gonna say one more thing.
Go ahead.
And it's also sometimes, like one of our cousins said, separation is necessary.
Yes.
I did not always deem that it was necessary. I was not for it from the beginning. But as we were separated, though, I got to also learn who I was. I got to learn what I like, because I was so engrossed in being, you know, the wife, the mom, the daughter, the wife, the mom, the daughter, that I lost my identity. I didn't know what I liked if it wasn't something that you also liked. I didn't know what I wanted to watch if it's not something that the kids wanted to watch. If I'm not cooking dinner, going to work, helping with homeworks, doing baths, and doing stuff for all the other people, I did not know what I liked. So when the kids went to go and visit you, I'm in the house. What am I doing?
With yourself.
It is quiet. What do I like to do? Who am I without this person? And that was something that I had to understand and realize, what is the things that I like to do for myself, because one day the kids ain't always going to be here. And if you have a work thing, or I mean, at that time we weren't together, but even though we are together now, what if you have a work thing? What if you're not here? Like, I can't just sit here for the next 2 days until you get back, or whatever the case may be. It allowed me time for me to get to know me and know things that I like, things that I didn't like, things I was going to put up with, and things that I were no longer going to put up with.
And you know what?
It teaches you a lot.
You know what? And I agree with that. You know what the opposite end of that was? The opposite end of that was me getting to know who I was, or at least the person that I need, getting to know the person that I really was, and getting rid of the person that I was, or that I was holding on to. Drinking myself crazy, drinking, not crazy, but just drinking like crazy, drinking all the time, running away from, you know, my problems or things, my toughhood, my hardships, things of that nature, and really learning and realizing that this is not who I am anymore. Like, this is not who I am no more, and learning who I was. Like, no, hanging out with my friends, drinking every day, every night, smoking every day, every night. I went through a stage where those things weren't the norm as a married man, so they seemed appealing. But then when it became, when it came abundantly available to me, where I can do it all the time, it was like, nigga, I want my damn family. I don't want to be out every night drinking, because the grass is always greener on the other side.
Always.
Right? You always, and that phrase is coming from a phrase about perspective. You think the grass is green on the other side because you're always going to want the 80-20 rule. It's a whole bunch of different terms and phrases that goes with this. You could be getting 80% from somebody else. You see somebody else with 20% that you're not getting from your person that you're getting 80 from. And you're like, wow, that 20 looks amazing.
And also put a pin right there. Is it's like, oh yeah, and I'm getting women. But why are you getting women? Because you fed, because your clothes is clean,
you're happy,
because you looking nice and you smelling good and all that, until you out there by yourself, and then you have to fend for yourself and do it all yourself, and then all of a sudden you're not looking so appealing anymore, because all these things that give you the space, all the space, and also like all the time that you had, because everything else was already taken care of for you.
Yeah.
So now that you have to do all this on your own, you're not looking as appealing. Your meals ain't made and all this stuff isn't done for you, and now you out there trying to find somebody. Ain't nobody out there.
Yeah, out there eating Circle K dogs, nigga. Eating Circle K dogs and QT taquitos, nigga. You nasty, disgusting. Look at the life you're living. Look at yourself. Look at you. Look at you. I'm gonna read these comments. I see a couple lengthy ones and something I didn't want to read because I didn't know that. But where I was going with that was, and when you're young, me when I was young, when I was married, my friends weren't and were out having great times. You would never chain me to the house. You would always require you would always request more time and for me to spend more time, but you wanted me to want that. So what's up, Josh? That's funny. So like my friends were having good time and drinking and partying, playing video games, stuff like that. So because that wasn't my everyday life, it's something that seems like really, really attractive and, okay. And this thing right here seems in turmoil. So you know what? I run away from the thing that's causing me turmoil that doesn't seem like it's working and do this thing that seems like it's a lot of fun. And then you look at it and you're like, well, shit, this ain't really what I want to be doing. Like this seems great until I now have it available to me in abundance. And now this doesn't seem like the life that I want to live.
When you can't get to it, everything that most things that you can't get to easily, when it's unobtainable, when you're not supposed to have it, those things always look better.
Mm-hmm.
The forbidden fruit always looks the shiniest, the prettiest. It always looks like this is what I want until you get that forbidden fruit, and then it's just like it's a regular old apple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
and then you learn quickly that you can pay the price for, like I just don't feel like we meant to be single out there. I don't feel like we are meant to live our entire lives without having a partner. I don't think that we are.
One of your Facebook friends also said but they don't feel as though that we're meant to be with one person.
That could be maybe you. The life expectancy for us ain't over 55. People need to do what makes sense and stop participating in the stereotype of staying for the kids. Both sides can still water the seeds as necessary in separate households. Absolutely. You could definitely co-parent and that could be better for your kid. I think all relationships that have issues, it's 9 out of 10. One doesn't really know themselves in a marriage, had to do the same thing. For sure.
And that is exactly true. Because it's like when one party is, for example, for us, one party, was still out there and trying to get to know, they had one foot into the marriage and one foot out of it, still trying to figure out who they are, still trying to mature and get, to try to find that happy balance and medium. And then it ended up in separation twice. And then they found out who they were. And then what happened? Now that they have grown into the mature person that they are supposed to be, now the other party's just like, is this really what we want to do now? Like, now you want to be who you're supposed to be. Now you want to be this person and that person. And now they're like, oh, well, you may have been right. Maybe this whole other life is what, maybe you're right. Maybe this whole being in the house thing isn't what it's all cracked up to be. Maybe the glitz and glam, it do look a little shiny over there. Mm-hmm. That grass do look a little green. It's all nice and fresh and that's what something fluffy. So it's just, and then that gets you to turn your head and you just like, I never looked outside. Mm-hmm. You are right. Listen, this looks nice. And that caused the other party to be like, you know what? It is nice out here. It is a whole 75, 80 degree weather day in California over here. Let us go over here. Mm-hmm. And then now you got to go back and still be like, do I want to go back home? Mm-hmm. Is this relationship what I want to do?
Many of niggas, many men have fell victim to their own fruitfulness. There's many of men who have been like, ooh, that thing out there, them things out there look nice. You know what? This relationship, I don't need this. I got other things. I got options. I got things I want to get. And to leave they woman high and dry. And then when they ready to get that thing back, hey, that thing been thanging too. That thing been thanging too.
And you didn't know that thing was thanging until you decided to leave. And then it's just like, oh, I'm cute. Oh, you somebody other than the person that I thought was my everything. I'm attractive to other people. Oh, well, let's go out there. Let's go see what outside feel like.
So you done left your good thing. You done left your good thing for a bunch of perceived good things. And now when you realize that shit ain't good and you want to come back, no, they done found the streets and they love the streets.
Some love the streets more than some can come back home. But then again, when you've been out there in the streets and then you decide to come back home, that's already going to be something, especially if you stepped out. Like if you guys, once the other party comes back in, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to work it out. But you still looking out the window. You're like, you was outside. You decided to be outside. I think I'm going to go outside real quick. And they come back in. It's just like, was you outside?
Men are stupid to think that there are women out there that want you, but there ain't no men out there that want your girl. Absolutely insane. Wills, I did not know that you were married for 4 years and left because I gave more than I received. You definitely can't stick around for that. Shout out to the homie Dukes. Blueface comment section was quiet as fuck when he was eating raviolis. Okay. I think he's saying like maybe when he was rich, maybe, or maybe he wasn't rich. Maybe is that what he's saying?
Raviolis.
Who did a shameless plug? Oh, he shameless plugged something on Spotify. Oh, the Forbidden Fruit. Okay, his mixtape.
Hey,
shout out to the homie Trill. But we already know motherfuckers look. Yeah. So,
and y'all know sometimes y'all know before we would know. Like we had a conversation not too long ago. A compliment is a compliment. If I compliment your shoes, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want to get with you. But it was very true because when we were not together, people that you would never have guessed came out of the woodwork, and you be like, you were looking? You trying to holler? Like, I would never have thought it would have been you. Like, you just don't think that because your attention is somewhere else.
And lo and behold, it be your niggas.
It be your niggas.
It be your niggas, bro.
You will find.
You want to find out. You want to find out how many of your niggas is on have evil intentions. Break up with your girl, or at least pretend to break up with your girl and see how many of your homies hit your girl. I had guys who I thought was my homies who during me and Simone's separation, I went to the strip, and I'm not a strip club nigga. I went to the strip club and they were paying for it. They instigated me going to the strip club. They was like, come on, Verse, man, let's go to the strip. Now I'm cool, man. I ain't even really got it like that. Blah, blah, man, I got you, bro. It's my birthday. I got you. You good. You good with me. Cool. I go to the club with you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. He buy me drinks, buy me dances, blah, 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 blah. And then nigga turn around and go tell her that shit. Hey, yeah, Simone, you know the nigga Terrell was in the strip club. Bitches dancing on him.
Why he gotta sound like a 70s
He throwing
pimp?
back tequila shots, talking to the bitches, just yucking it up. I seen him over there. I was shaking my head like, damn. And he got that good old tender thing at home. Oh, Lord. I told you. You need to come fuck with a real nigga.
That is not a lie. There was no lies detected.
I told him.
But it was definitely I would say it's definitely an eye opener when you are separated after being together for so long, and then trying to make it work, and then all of a sudden outside get the call and outside start outsiding, and it's definitely like oh okay, situations come up that you didn't even know were possible. Blinds come open and the sunshine starts shining through. But then, if that's what you decide to do, you gotta You got to work that back out.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the homie Dope. Said it right there, man. Your friends be your girl's biggest fans. That is crazy.
But we're gonna have a part 2 to all of this.
Yeah, because I was gonna take the conversation to our kids, and because we were talking about letting our kids spread their wings, and I was gonna talk about kicking your kids out at 18, but we will go ahead and probably talk about that somewhere else because that's a whole nother subject that I think we can really delve into. Nonetheless, whole cheerleaders, I'm telling you, bro. Nonetheless, I don't even like the homie. Like if the homie posts a picture of just his girl, like just a picture of his girl, like I don't even like that. If I don't know her, like I've had the homie do that before.
You wouldn't like the picture.
Yeah. I've had a homie do that before. I've had a homie who I've never met his girl. He just posted his queen. It was just a picture. And he said something like, "Oh, this is my queen," something blah, blah, blah. I didn't even like the picture because like I don't know that person. I don't add my homies' girls if I've never met them. Stuff like that. Like I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling.
I'll be weary of stuff like that too. Like when your friends just like if I don't know them personally and then they just come and they just add me, I'll definitely be like, "Hey, do you know such and such?" But like one of your friends did ask you if they could be, my friend. And I knew them from another relationship that they had with one of
Oh, you talking about Marlon? I figured that's what you was talking about. But
I just thought that was like hella respectful.
Yeah.
Like it was just like, oh, cool. I had never experienced that before. But I'm not saying like none of your friends could, follow me on social media though. But sometimes depending on the energy, it's just like, who is this? And
it is kind of strange. My little sister has told me that after commenting on one of my some of my posts that some of my friends will try to send her a friend request, and she always thinks it's weird. Yeah. She's like, "You don't know me. Why are you friend requesting me?"
Right.
So.
But I mean, with us on the platform,
this is why I don't broadcast who my daughter is on IG.
Exactly, because I have no problem with cutting nets off.
Yeah, and I got a Glock 9 upstairs.
Oh, Toodle.
Yeah.
Sure. However, but in the same breath, I mean, with us being on the platform is different because I get friend requests all the time, which is different when it's for better or worse. And, as part of, the platform and things like that, that's completely different. But, when it's the DMs is crazy. But not from people that just from people in general. It's just like, oh, hey, how's your mood? What do you want? Yeah. Yes, may I help you? But nonetheless, it is time for us to go. We have gone over our time.
Absolutely. I looked at our timestamps for the first 3 episodes. This is episode 4 of the new season, and we have went over the previous time each time. So maybe episode 5 will actually go back down instead of over.
Yes, we need to start on time and not be on CP time. And end on time. That's going to be our goal for the next time.
For sure. Leave with love. So we do it. Those of you who aren't familiar with the podcast, or at least the whole podcast, what we do at the end of each one of our podcasts is we do something called Leave with Love. And basically it's just us leaving each other with a bit of something that we love about each other before we sign off on the podcast. So I'll go first this time because I think I normally make you go first. Yes. I love the happiness that you have at your new job.
I love it.
I love that right now. You were going through a period where you had to take a job that you weren't necessarily going to be happy with so that we can make this move a little easier for ourselves. And you supported through the rough times as we tried to, make this move work, which was a really tough move. One day we'll talk about all of the bullshit we went through with moving. Not bullshit, but just all of the hardships
and
we went through
with moving out here. And the blessings.
One day we'll talk about all of that because moving across the country is a whole thing. But I love it. You had to deal with that and make the sacrifices, and you wanted to jump out on the ledge and quit that job, and I supported it. You did it. You had to take a job that You wasn't sure that you wanted, and then the one that you wanted came.
Because God is good.
God is good all
Jesus
the time.
is the man.
All the time. And now you started that job this week and you love it. And I love that you love it. I'm happy. We both work from home now. So this is just a fire situation. And I'm really loving the happiness that you have found at your new job. I love it.
You. And I love you and working from home as well, because you be making me food.
Yes.
So I love you for cooking for me. And even though I am capable of making food myself, I still come downstairs and I'd be like, I'm hungry. And then you find the time in between your business and you work your personal business that you have, doing designs and things like that on your break, that you also have your 9 to 5. You still find the time to cook for me and to bring me food, because you spoiled me. You created this monster and you still feed me. And I appreciate it. And I love you. Thank you.
All right. Well, I love you too. Shout out to everybody that's been watching tonight. Shout out to everybody that's been sticking through the whole episode. Big shout out to Wills. I know Will's been here for most of the night. Shout out to the homie. Shout out to Dope, who I know has been watching as well. Shout out to Nana, to our mom that's been watching, the homie Trill. Wanisha was here earlier. Mandy was here earlier. Bryce Breeze was here a little bit earlier as well. Shout out to the homie Karan. Everybody that tapped in tonight, if I missed your name, I do apologize, but we appreciate every last single one of y'all. And we hope to see y'all next Friday. Definitely hit us up in the meantime. DM us if you have any questions that you want or topics you want us to address. If you guys need relationship advice, again, we are not professionals, but we have been in a committed relationship for over a decade and some
have
change.
Had a heap of situations.
Yeah, and we got experience. So if you ever want us to read situations or give advice live on air, and you want to maintain your anonymity, then definitely hit us up in the DMs. We will absolutely keep it private and keep it between us, because we are a family at the end of the day. Other than that, man,
we love y'all, and we will see y'all next week.
We love y'all. Happy holidays. We will see y'all next week, and that's it. Peace, love, and prosperity. Y'all be easy.
Like, oh.